Worldwatch at 7 a.m. PST, August 18th. Low has strengthened to 70 knots. It's a hurricane again. The says it's a hurricane and it's become overnight. I had formed on infrared imagery around 6Z. That I had opened and closed a couple of times and it's becoming better organized. Microwave sports this. It's in 10 to 15 knots of shear. It went at 70 knots, I agree. 270 by 9 knots is the movement, and it will continue for the next day. But then turn northward um, yeah, and stay out to sea in the Central Pacific. Uh, it's going to continue strengthening, go to all to 85 knots, as I said last night. This thing could actually get stronger, in my opinion. Look at that intense ring starting to form around that eye. I mean, that's a sign of very likely intensification. Here is the track in line with the models. GEFS takes it to 996. I mean 976 millibars, which is well in Cat 2 territory. Intensity models show Cat 2. I wouldn't be totally surprised against the free. I mean, like I said, 90, 95 knots is possible for the system in the next 36 hours. Next, we're looking at 17W, a new depression in the Western Pacific at 7.9 north, 154.9 east, and expected to head north of Guam and throughout over the next 3 days. Expecting a tropical storm there, a typhoon. They're a very powerful typhoon. I mean, it's also on tow. We're talking about 120 knots being forecasted. Look at this. I mean, heading towards Japan again, getting down to 963 by 240. Now a long track typhoon for the Western Pacific. Um, yeah, EPS 946. Well, now we're gonna look at 94W, which does have model support for some formation as it arcs back towards China longer term. Um, yeah, there's definitely some model support. So maybe a weak tropical storm for this one. Um, Finally, 95W. It's in the South China Sea moving towards China. Could be coming tropical storm in the next few days. Let's take a closer look at this. Yeah, the broad circulation. So yeah, slow development is possible. Um, we're still watching the couple systems could form later this week. One close to Mexico has 80%. How much is Sheila? There's decent multi support for it. Another system forming closer to the Central Pacific at 2060. Um, let's take a look at the models. There's a GFS at 96. 4 days. Um, ECMWF shows most of them show the Eastern system. CMC definitely shows the system. Now let's go to 126. Yeah, that takes it to 999. You got double systems here. Um, Look at GFS. Much weaker compared to what we seen earlier on this model. Definitely exchanged itself at 144. ECMWF definitely had a decent system. When the ECMWF says something, it's pretty likely. Um, as for the Atlantic, I mean, we're watching this wave coming off Africa, and in 4 days, 96 hours, you got this on the GFS for the 6Z models. Um, yeah, ECMWF barely shows anything. CMC barely shows anything. Let's go to 126. Yeah, 120 on GFS. It really carries it. I mean, that's for damn sure. I don't know how much I believe it, but I'd put 20 at 7 days. Like I say, chance for the system based on what I can see in the models. But you want a lot more before you go higher, that's for sure. Um, there's 144, pretty good taco on there. 186 going north of the islands. Probably a good thing because the Caribbean completely shut this season because of the El Nino. Um, yeah, let's go to 240. And recurring up the trough. Wow, that's your Worldwatch.